back, well, the controversy surrounding the California fires rages on as Governor Gavin Newsom is scolded for failing to listen to the warnings before the blaze took hold.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to
everything
fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that.
Joining me now is Brad versus Everyone podcast host Brad Polumbo. Brad, thank you for joining me. Explain to us just how badly authorities screwed up over there.
Well, it's just take your pick. It's really a disgrace what's happening there because you've got the mayor of Los Angeles overseas in Ghana on some sort of Biden administration diplomatic trip. Then you've got Gavin Newsom hitting the streets here and trying to call Biden repeatedly, but can't get through. Needs Elon Musk's Starlink to help him out, I think. But the real thing is it's really tragic what's happening in our country and to our fellow citizens right now. But the bigger picture questions that need to be answered are about California's pretty extreme green policies, about forest management and about kind of environmentalistic goals where they've prioritized things like protecting certain species and the number of trees over the kind of burning that people say is necessary to prevent these kinds of fires. There will be a huge kind of unpacking of everything that's happened that needs to happen, but I don't think they're covering themselves in glory right now.
No, well, that's very clear. And look, I've got to say the fire department's DEI policies, that doesn't help either. Have a listen to this ad that they put out.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
What on earth, Brad? I've got to say, it doesn't fill you with much hope, does it, in the event of a fire?
What a sick clown show. I mean, on the ground over there in LA, we've got lots of members of the fire department just working heroically around the clock right now. And we don't really know, I'll say enough now to say, oh, they do a good job or a bad job. But we are learning that the departments over there have been infected with DEI insanity, like whatever the heck we just watched. I mean, first off, I don't care what my firefighter looks like. I care if they can save my life from the burning flames. I don't care what box they check off on the census, and I don't think most Americans do either. And 2, she's like shaming the man who needs to be helped. That's your job. You have to be able to carry a grown man. And if you can't, I don't care how many identity categories you check off, you shouldn't be a firefighter, and you shouldn't be one if you're shaming people because they've gotten themselves into the situation. It's a real doozy.
Literally, I couldn't care less what they look like as long as you save people from a fire. I mean, it's just, it boggles the mind, Brad, that this is where we are in 2025. Now, look, we've got to talk about the funeral for Jimmy Carter because, boy, did it descend into a comedy skit of sorts. Firstly, in this video, you can see here, Kamala Harris and Jill Biden, oh, it's frosty. It's really frosty. They can't even look at each other. And then have a look at this. Donald Trump walks in and starts having a good old chat to his mate Barack Obama. And if you look closely at Kamala Harris, if looks could kill, she didn't look too happy when she looked over her left shoulder there, Brad. This is comedy gold.
It really tells you what it's like behind the scenes there. And it's not all well in paradise between the Bidens and the Harrises, for sure, because of the perceived backstabbing I think they feel, somewhat rightly, but also like you should have gotten out of the race. So, but anyway, the trouble in paradise over there, to me, the really interesting thing is how cozy Trump and Obama seem to be, because just 5 minutes ago, Obama was out here telling us that Trump is the new Hitler. And we see this all the time where they claim in one breath that the Republicans are fascist, they must be stopped, Trump is the new Hitler. And then in the next breath, you see them kind of palling around and joking around and being friendly. And to me, the math is not mathing. If he's really Hitler, you wouldn't be kind of just chatting it up with him and having a grand old time. Once again, these people's words don't match their actions because they're frauds.
Well, exactly. And actually, we've got it. We've got a clip of that. They've come a long way since this moment. Have a look.
General John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, said that Trump told him he wanted his generals to be like Hitler's generals. Now, don't boo, vote. Now, I want to explain that in politics, a good rule of thumb is don't say you want to do anything like Hitler.
Brad, after all that negativity during the campaign, it looks like Trump was not a threat to democracy after all.
Well, certainly not on the level of Hitler. I think we knew that all along, but now we know that they didn't actually believe it when they were saying it, because if you did, I don't think you'd be just sitting in and having a great time and chatting it up with somebody. Obviously, there's politeness and civility. Then there's that. I mean, they look genuinely friendly and like they're having, I've seen some people trying to analyze their conversation with lip readers. I won't get into all that speculation, but they look like they're having a good time. And Democrats do this all the time where the rhetoric is not matched by their actions. And I just think the public's getting sick of their fraudulence and their constant moral grandstanding.
Absolutely, I agree. But gee, that funeral today, I couldn't keep my eyes off all those clips. I thought it was hilarious. Brad Polumbo, nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining me on the show this evening.